So the gaming season is upon us. Summer Game Fest and E3 is only a couple weeks away, and they have some pretty big shoes to fill considering what last year was. I know at this point literally everyone has already given their predictions, expectations, and wish lists, and that's no different what I'm about to do. However, I'm going to stay on topic and we're going to talk only about fighting games. I've gone through pretty much every company and figured out what we may or may not see when it comes to fighting games at these events. Here's your summer expectations for fighting games for 2021. Also, I'm only covering companies that are confirmed to be covering these events. So I put timestamps in the description if you want to go right to Bandai Namco, Capcom, Netherrealm, or Nintendo. You're welcome. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and let's get into it. To be honest, Nintendo is probably the easiest to go over. If I had one chance to guess what would be announced at E3, it probably would be a new Super Smash Bros. Ultimate character. Fighter Pack 2 only has 2 characters left. Well, that's at least what we think. There are rumors we may have more, but I'm not getting my hopes up. When it comes to guessing who it may be, my gut is still telling me it's going to be Crash Bandicoot. I feel like that's the logical choice, but we're more likely to get another Nintendo rep, like from Pokemon or Zelda. And I'll never get Lara Croft. I swear it's never going to happen. Anyways, ARMS 2 is also not totally out of the question. Making a new game could revitalize the fanbase, and some new characters, maps, and a few new quality of life changes, and I think it could be a total hit. And lastly, I'll mention Punch-Out! I mean, it's kinda a fighting game, and it really hasn't seen much love, since the late 2000s, I think. This is definitely the least likely, so I think Little Mac will be stuck in Smash for the time being. PlayStation will not be attending E3 again this year. However, they will be at Summer Game Fest. Is this where we're going to get PlayStation All-Stars 2? No. No, it's not. Xbox is coming to both events, and of course, we're all hoping that we may get some type of tease about Killer Instinct. Last we heard, Iron Galaxy, the company that was working on the post-launch of Killer Instinct, was more than welcome to work on it again. And bring back KI. I feel like trends every couple months thanks to Max. There are definitely fans that want it, and we can always keep hoping, right? For Ubisoft, let's start with Brawlhalla. Now, we may see this in a montage, but I don't see this being highlighted. I mean, unless there's a really killer crossover. I'll be totally transparent here. I 100% bought the Tai Lung skin from Kung Fu Panda. That crossover was awesome. I mean, who wouldn't want this beastly monster? Also in the Ubisoft family, we have For Honor. Now, For Honor has a couple different routes. Much like many other games I'll mention today, they are either going to announce a new season, or there could be another game. I guess the third option is nothing happens, but let's be positive here. I'm still really impressed with the For Honor community. It's been pretty active after all these years. I've said it before, but they have a great new take on arena-style combat, and I can't wait to see the innovations they have going forward. Speaking of innovations, let's talk about Devolver Digital's Absolver. I'm telling you, if you haven't checked this game out, you're sleeping on it. Games like Absolver and For Honor are testing the stage for new genres of fighting games. I hope this game gets an update and some more love, because it's really, really fun. SquareEnix has Dissidia. Yeah, I'm not expecting really much there, but Square Enix does have another fighting game. It's called Million Arthur Arcana Blood, and it's surprisingly good. It has a very unique elemental mechanic and a build-your-own kit style gameplay. I'm not putting any money into it that it's going to be there, but to be honest, I wasn't expecting much from Square in the fighting game department to begin with. I'm going to lump EA and Take-Two here together since they're both kind of sports games, and technically UFC and the wrestling games are kind of fighting games. And to be honest, we'll probably see something. There's actually a better chance of seeing these than most. These are always pretty fun, they always sell pretty well, and to be honest, who didn't want to be a wrestler when they grew up? I imagined I was going to be a wrestler, and my finishing move was going to be a bear hug. Next up, we have Sega. So Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown at the time of this recording will be coming out in a week. So I don't expect anything new for Virtua Fighter, and honestly, I don't really expect anything from Dead or Alive either. My question is, does Atlus have something they want to tell us? There's been a lot of hopes and questions about a Persona 5 arena, if that is even a possibility. I'm just saying this would be absolutely gigantic. I may be grasping at straws here, but I'm definitely hoping this is true. Riot Games is planning on making an appearance at Summer Game Fest this year, and is this where we're going to get the mysterious Project L reveal? But my bets is we're going to get that reveal at EVO this year. But still really exciting to talk about. So let's wrap up the last few with the juggernauts, starting with Netherrealm Studios. So unless you've been living under a rock, there have been alleged rumors of a Marvel game being worked on at Netherrealm Studios. Now, the fanboy is screaming a Marvel versus DC game, but one, this is clearly just a rumor, and two, this could be simply a Marvel game, no Marvel versus DC. But the hype is definitely there. Now, if we take a step back from the rumors, we have a few other possible choices. We could get some more Mortal Kombat 11 DLC, Injustice 3, maybe a Mortal Kombat vs. DC 2. Now, I personally want Injustice 3. Injustice 3 is my all-time favorite fighting game, is what made me fall back in love with fighting games altogether. And so I'm a little bit biased of what I want from Netherrealm, but I wouldn't mind the other options either. Netherrealm Studios has been radio silent with us pretty much the entire year, and all the fans are a little bit weird from it. So we're going to get something from them. I'm just hoping it's something big. Next up is Bandai Namco. So I was convinced nothing major was going to happen for them this year, but I started to think otherwise. I believe Soul Calibur 6 is done. It will stay dormant for a year or two, but I think Tekken is about to give us something huge. And I think that could be Tekken Tag Tournament 3. Rumors have started, and I think this would be gigantic for that community. When Tekken Tag Tournament 2 was announced, I literally squealed when I saw Jun was in the trailer. I can only imagine what a tag game could do in the FGC nowadays. Also, that's not all. Some big anime arena fighter is almost required now at these big events. Jump Force 2, Storm 5, My Hero Justice 3, Pirate Warriors 4, you get the idea. The big question that's been left on the table is what's going on with Dragon Ball? It's no secret Dragon Ball FighterZ was great for the FGC, and since the end of the last season pass, everyone's been kind of wondering what's going on. Are we getting another season? Are we getting Dragon Ball FighterZ 2? Are we getting a new Xenoverse? A lot of unanswered questions, and if we're lucky, we may get them soon. Now lastly, let's finally talk about the big gun himself, and that's Capcom. Now I'm going to get this out of the way. I do not expect to see anything regarding Darkstalkers, Rival Schools, and sadly, Marvel vs. Capcom. Sorry guys, however, due to some crazy leaks that happened, we may actually be hearing something else. Last year, Capcom was allegedly hacked and some info was leaked. There is no real proof of this, but there may be a new Power Stone apparently slated. That's right, Power Stone. Like I said, this could be all a ruse, but it's still fun to talk about. But if I'm going to be a betting man, I'm going to say we're going to get some type of announcement for Street Fighter 6. I expect this to be the bare minimum at this point. Not that fighting games are being ignored at Capcom, but Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, Ace Attorney, they're absolutely killing it. So hopefully they're putting their time making the best fighting game they can and taking more time on it than just pushing something out. I'm totally stealing this idea from Rooflemonger, but he had a really cool idea about a Capcom-only fighting game. And honestly, I like that more than Marvel vs. Capcom. With all the new characters throughout all of the Capcom video games, you could probably make a better fighter just using the Capcom IP. Rooflemonger went and did a whole video on this. I'll link it in below, but check him out there. Especially with all the new characters from Resident Evil Village, I'm going to say I would play the big lady in a heartbeat. Now that's really it when it comes to companies that are confirmed to be there. Now I did not see Arc System Works literally anywhere. However, that doesn't mean they're not going to show up. They could be part of an Xbox or a PlayStation or even a Nintendo reveal. We don't know. However, one thing we do know is Konami's not going to be there, which means I'm not getting Bloody Roar. Ugh. Anyway, what fighting games do you want to see at E3 and Summer Game Fest? Let me know in the comments below. For those who don't know, I stream on Twitch every Sunday and Tuesday. Come and hang out. I also have a TikTok where I do a bunch of FGC sketches. Both of those are in the link below along with all my social media tags. If you like the video today, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. My name is Phil, and of course, I'll talk to you guys soon.